Greetings from Metal Wani, Andy. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
You are touring across Australia with your Swedish friends Meshuggah in a few weeks. How pumped are you guys to be a support act for such a legendary band?
It's a blessing and a curse, isn't it? I mean, there was no way that we could ever say no once we got offered to be the support band. I mean, a once in a lifetime opportunity. We're all big fans of Meshuggah, naturally, as are most people that listen to heavy music. So, on one side of the coin, it's one of the greatest support opportunities we've been given. I mean, one of the most respected bands in the history of our genre. But on the other side of the coin, there's the fact that we also have to open for Meshuggah. So, you know, the chances of looking like a great band when you're playing before them are very slim. I don't know that there's many bands that can really stack up to that kind of heaviness and tightness of a musical act. So it's going to be a challenge, you know. Hopefully the Meshuggah fans are gentle with us and enjoy the music for what it is. But, you know, it's definitely a conflicting situation to be in.
It's certainly something that you can tick on your list and say that you've achieved when you look back into your career.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we've done festivals with them before, but having an evening with Meshuggah and only one support band, and that's us, is definitely a lot of pressure.
You have toured non-stop worldwide since the release of Hate, and as touring takes up a lot of your time, you didn't get a chance to play in Australia much. So I'm sure this tour with Meshuggah will connect you back with your local fans again, as they have been waiting for this. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure what the ticket prices are like. Our fans might not be used to paying so much to see us. That is to say, if they're not Meshuggah fans that are interested in seeing Meshuggah. So I'm not too sure what the genuine turnout just to see us will be. I mean, I think the fact that this will be CJ's first show back with the band in 18 months in home territory will make it a very special occasion for us, for sure. So, I hope that there's some people that are fans of the band will be able to make it along. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them are also into Meshuggah. But, it's also a great opportunity for us to play to fans of Meshuggah that might not have ever even heard of our band. We're relatively a small underground metal band in comparison to them. They're icons of heavy music. So, they're a legacy act at this point. They're one of the greats. So, hopefully there's a good chance for us to find some new bands, and for people to find a band that they enjoy.
Let's talk about CJ's return. The band has a tremendous fan base in and outside Australia, and you surprised everyone last month at Unify Festival in Victoria. I'm sure the band is super stoked and inspired to have him back and dominate the scene again. Have you guys discussed about recording again, or started churning out some riffs?
Yeah, we finished writing. We got together a couple months ago, Sean and I, and we just spent a few weeks writing after a tour, and we did it, maybe 3 or 4 weeks. We've written a record. Now we just got to record the damn thing. So we're excited for it. We kind of just do it by ourselves, and when we think about our music, obviously in our heads, we think about CJ's voice singing over it. So having him coming back, at the end of us writing a record makes us really excited to then go and record it and hear it the way that we imagine hearing it, if that makes sense. I mean, the fans, obviously, their idea of the band is with CJ singing in the band, and that's, we share that vision, that idea also. Our band is like a small family, and the way we imagine hearing our own music and how we craft the product is with that end goal in mind. So, it's definitely exciting to know that we're going to get the sound that we want.
What are your plans this year? Do you have a schedule for recording yet?
Not too sure. Like, obviously we'd like to have the record out in this year, 2017. So a lot of work goes into recording and then getting the artwork and the lyrics and recording it and
Now let's talk about the deathcore scene. Recently we did an interview with Eddie Hermida of Suicide Silence, and he thinks that the big issue with the deathcore fans is that they're so trained to listen to polished, sterile music, and they aren't open for any experiment like the guys in Suicide Silence are doing. Do you agree with that?
Yes and no. I mean, I think, genres exist because people like to kind of compartmentalize things. They want to catalog. If you have a library, all the books are in particular sections, and some people like reading particular genres or particular authors, and so people definitely have a preconceived notion of what they're going to get or what they want to get, at least. I think Suicide Silence definitely put a shock through the system of their fans by doing what they did. And I can understand that from the fans' point of view, 100%. I mean, if I went to get a book by my favourite author and it was a completely different genre that I didn't enjoy, or, I'd maybe put that book down. But, if you have respect for the artist or trust, or you just enjoy them, I think you should at least, give it a chance to see, and maybe you'll come away, enjoying something out of it or whatever. And I'm not trying to pick on Suicide Silence whatsoever. That's under mine personally. So I can definitely see what they're trying to do from an artistic point of view, and I applaud it. I think if you talk to those guys, I mean, and this is the shame, fans often just see the result and they criticise, but if they actually talk to the band as human beings, they might understand their perspective a little bit more. They just want to try something new, or it made them feel good to try something new, and who are the fans to kind of stop them from at least giving it a shot? I think at the end of the day, we do owe fans for our career, but I mean, we don't. I don't think it's necessarily that we owe them something. That we're thankful for the support and that they enjoy it. But an artist is free at any moment to kind of create what they want, and if the fans don't like it, then unfortunately, I guess you don't have a career. But it still doesn't remove the right for a band like Suicide Silence to do what they want to do and do what makes them feel happy or fulfilled. But in the particular subgenre of deathcore, I think for sure fans are very critical. It's a very mechanical style of music, and fans become acclimated to a particular standard of production or level of songwriting or sense of songwriting, rather. So yeah, it can be tricky to please everybody, We've definitely run into that problem a lot in the past.
With very few deathcore bands left in the scene, and you guys currently dominating it, what's next in the genre?
We're not really trying to reinvent the wheel or anything zany like that. I think we're just, hopefully we can see, if you want to still lump it as deathcore, we could maybe see that fan base will grow into like a more loyal, long-term, established kind of culture, like death metal. Or maybe it'll just get absorbed by death metal. Deathcore fans can be kind of critical, and I think in the same way, death metal fans can be extremely critical also. So maybe there'll be some sort of amalgamation of those two subgenres, and we'll see more deathcore bands touring with death metal bands, more fans supporting artists from both genres.
Do you see the band experimenting, or CJ doing clean vocals in the future?
Never. No, that's one avenue that is definitely not open to our band, and not through any kind of limitation in terms of ability. But I mean, that's our own restrictions. If we wanted to start a band that was going to play a different genre of music, or we wanted to write music, we would have another band for that. We've all played in other bands of different genres, hardcore, post-hardcore, rock bands, So we have the ability to do that, and we have the enjoyment that we get from that genre of music, but we we have no need to put that into the artist writer. We just look to refine our sound, evolve, just slowly at a time, and just perfect what it is on any particular year that we want to focus on or we want to do. So, no clean thing for us.
Having toured with Slayer, King Diamond, and a few other giants, there are always moments on the road when you realize and learn from your peers in the industry. What's the most important lesson the band has learned while touring?
I wouldn't say that we learned it from those bands at all. We've learned it from other bands, for sure. Stay humble. The music scene is very huge, but at the same time it's very small and everyone knows everybody. So always be humble, be polite, be respectful, and treat others with kindness and compassion. And loyalty means a lot, In the music industry, there's a lot of sharks that are always trying to get money from a band or push things for their own agenda. And you find certain people that you work well with and have your best interests at heart, and to always stick by them, because when times are tough for a band, they're the people that are probably going to stick by you, We've been fairly lucky to find and come across other bands and other crew members. The staff that we work with have been the same for years now. I mean, same merch guy, same drum tech, same guitar tech, same kind of house play, and just try and find people that you work well with and you enjoy their company and grow together. Help support their talents as well, because those people are, they're living in a counterculture too with us. They're not a 9 to 5. You don't know when your next paycheck's going to come. You just love what you do, and you hope to be financially rewarded for it at some point. And you want to get better at your job. So, we're so lucky to have had some of the greatest people that work for us or with us, supported us always, and will always support them. And I think that band should do.
Since we are talking about touring, let's take a moment and appreciate Nick Arthur for filling in with the vocal spot. I'm sure you guys had a great time with him. How was the experience, and what's next for him?
Not too sure what Nick's doing. He's in Vegas at home. He texted me a couple days ago and said he missed me. He's a great friend of ours. We've known Nick for 5 years now. He's an incredibly talented vocalist. But I don't know. I think maybe he's done with music. I think he just came out of retirement, per se, to do a tour again, like some big tours too. His band never got to play shows that were that big. So it's great to be able to reward a talent like him the opportunity to play such large shows. And lots of fans of his as well, personally, that enjoyed his voice and his old band Molotov Solution. And great to bring such great friends on the road with us and spend some time with him and whatnot. But I think he might be done with music. I'm trying to get him to do a feature on the next record, as we did a couple of tours together. I think it'd be a nice way to tie up the year we had together. But otherwise, I got no idea. I think he's going to keep working at his job and hanging out in Vegas.
Alright, well, we look forward to the Australian tour. Thanks for chatting with me today, Andy.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks a lot for the call.
Thanks, have a good day.
You too. Bye now.